G'day guys, Skits here and welcome to episode 8 of my FIFA 12 Manager Mode commentary. As you can see, our next 4 games are pretty easy, at least on paper. We've got Norwich, we've got Swansea, Sunderland and Bolton, and all 4 of those teams are like pretty, average teams. None of those teams should really trouble us too much, so hopefully if we play well we can try and get, at least 12 points from all those games. Anyway guys, as you can see, we are in the 6th position right now, on the exact same amount of points as Liverpool, only 2 points off Manchester United, and hopefully we will be able to try and slot into that 4th position to try and get into Champions Cup qualification. As you can see, Pina has returned from injury, and he's kind of just kind of bringing up the possibility that he might return for the next game. I decided to keep him out just because, it is important that we keep him fit and healthy for the next few games. It will be actually important. And a game like Norwich shouldn't be too much of an issue. But as you can see, we've got Coleman in replacement for Neville up the back. I got McFadden in replacement for Pina. And I decided to get Drentha on just for some kind of match fitness instead of Diarra. So, Diarra's on as well. But I just decided to get Drentha on just for some match fitness. And I want to start playing different people as well, just to kind of mix things up. Anyway, we started pretty well in the 17th minute with a pretty selfish run, and it turned out to be from Diarra, which didn't really trouble the keeper too much there. And then Norwich kind of just stepped up their game. They were kind of hard to keep out at some points, and as you can see, they've had 2 pretty big opportunities here. Some really great defending from Baines there, then gives it away, gives it back to their players, and then they kind of, I don't know, just not a very, their shot really doesn't trouble Howard at all there. Half ends at a pretty unconvincing 0-0 for us. I mean, we haven't been playing too well at all up until this point. At this point. Just because, we just haven't been I don't know, just something hasn't really been working for us. I don't know what it's been. But anyway, luckily we do get a breakthrough in the 57th minute. McFadden gets a pretty lucky little ball out to him, and then a beautiful run, and then turns their defender, and then a really awesome finish into the bottom corner, which is really great from him. Really great work there. He's been in a great run form. I decided to get him off for Pina just for some match fitness, and just because I want Pina to have a go. So at this point, we're up 1-0, and I figure, I can really do better than this. So I'm really pushing for more points, and then Essien gets on a beautiful run, gives it to Jelavic, and that is a very simple finish for him, but a great team goal just there, great through ball to start it off, and then Essien just using his strength to muscle his way through everyone, which is great. But then the game does take a pretty big turn here. As you can see, we give away a really stupid penalty, which really should have been an instant red card. Luckily, Heitinger only gets a yellow card, and Houlihan with a very, very cheeky finish there to make it 2-1. At this point, there's still time for them to hit back another goal. And, it's not like these 3 points are secure, so we have to start, playing, we have to start stepping up our game if we want these 3 points, I mean, it is still 2-1, but then we get in the 85th minute, we were holding them off at this point, and really at this point, the game's really been decided, and just to seal things up and wrap things up, Pina plays a great ball to Jelavic, who just slots it home, very confident finish there, straight down the middle, and their keeper has absolutely no chance whatsoever, so really, very convincing result by the end, but I mean, it wasn't an easy match, that's for sure. And here we had another chance in the 90th minute just to kind of, completely put the icing on the cake, but Pina just can't finish it off. So the game ends at 3-1. It was a pretty good game, and I mean, all hats off to Norwich. They played quite a good game there. They weren't as easy as I was hoping they'd be. So our next game is against Swansea City, and if you look at their whole lineup, it's not a very good lineup. I mean, they don't really have any star players, so this should be a really easy 3 points. I kept Coleman and McFadden in their same positions just because they've both been playing pretty well. I got Pina on for Drentha, and apart from that, there's really no big changes onto my squad just because my squad's been working really well. Anyway, we start pretty well in the 18th minute with McFadden playing a pretty easy ball to Jelavic, who turns it really well, just kind of confused their defenders, and in the wet conditions finishes it really well in the bottom corner. And I mean, it wasn't even the best of balls, he just dealt with it so well and just managed to just slot it home in such a clinical fashion there, as usual from Jelavic. I mean, you wouldn't expect any less, he's just been playing so well. And then Pina gets a chance of his own there, who just can't really execute it too well. And then some really good aggression from Rodwell leads to this opportunity, which arguably probably should have scored, but I mean, he did well enough to win the ball. So anyway, the half ends at 1-0, which is, if anything, a pretty modest result. I mean, we really should be up more because, I mean, we've been thrashing Swansea, and they haven't really had any opportunities. Anyway, I took Rodwell and McFadden off for Gibson and Drentha just for some match fitness and all that kind of stuff. Then a really awesome kind of bit of single solo work from Heitinger leads to this goal. Just one touch and then just smash into the bottom corner. It was just a really awesome feeling to see the defenders get on the score sheet there, so I was really happy with that. Then in the 56th minute, Swansea got their own chance here, which arguably they really should have scored. I mean, it was a pretty easy finish. I mean, it was just him and the goals. I decided to get Baines off for Duffy in like the 80th minute, just to give Duffy a little bit of a run. He plays a good corner to Jelavic, who finishes it really well just to secure the 3 points. That's 3-0. They played pretty crap that game, and I'm happy enough to get the points from it. And yeah, that was a pretty easy game, I got to say. Swansea weren't threatening at all. We really just dominated them. It was really nice to see, Heitinger get on the score sheet, and yet again, Jelavic just, scoring more and more goals. It's just like he's scoring for fun now. But anyway, we've moved up to the 5th position, the equal points with City, and only 1 point off Chelsea. So at the moment, Champions League football is still a pretty huge option, and it's quite a priority for us now because, it would be very interesting to see how we'd go in Champions League. As you can see, Arsenal are on top by quite a fair bit, and they're really doing pretty well. Then you got Aston Villa coming second, which is kind of surprising. But anyway, I just decided to praise Jelavic. Not like he really needs the confidence boost or anything like that, but I just wanted to praise him just because his performance has just been amazing. He's top scoring by a long way, and he's just been playing really well in general. So anyway, our next game is an away game against Sunderland, who have a pretty decent squad. As you can see, they've got a fair few pretty good players. I decided to rest Pina for the majority of this game just because he has been lacking a lot of stamina, especially after his injury. So I really don't want to kind of put much, pressure on him to kind of, be playing constantly. Anyway, Sunderland started really well in the 10th minute here with Sessegnon getting a nice little volley there, which kind of unluckily for him just kind of swayed away from the post, from the goals there. Then we got our own chance of a volley here, which was a pretty nice little shot there, but once again not struggling the keeper. Then in the 25th minute we do get a breakaway. Sorry, the 27th minute we do get a breakaway with Jelavic playing a really nice ball to Rodwell, who headers it home really easily. Really nice, well worked goal, and really nicely finished there. And then at this point, trying to get another goal up, and then Essien just completely misses the shot. I don't know what happened there. Just kind of swayed way wide. Probably should have scored that. And then, unfortunately, in the 42nd minute, really silly work from Howard there. Kind of lunges in and concedes the penalty, which is a huge shame before half-time. So Sessegnon steps up, and Howard doesn't even move. I don't know why, but unfortunately, they conceded. We conceded, so it's now 1-1 at this point. It's a big shame to concede just before half-time. But we do get another chance just on the stroke of half-time here. Unfortunately, McFadden just didn't it was a bit of a hard angle to score on, so unfortunately he didn't really make too much of it. Anyway, the half ends at 1-1, and it's probably a pretty fair result at this stage just because, I haven't been playing too well, so I decided to make 3 really big changes. I took Jelavic off, which a lot of people might have disagreed with, and McFadden and Drentha. I decided to take S off, and immediately, guys, in the 79th minute, he makes an immediate impact. Just a really calmly, well-taken finish there to put us up 2-1. So it's a really, pleasing. I'm just really happy that as soon as he came on, he could make an impact there. So really great goal. And then in the 90th minute, they had their own chance to equalise yet again. But luckily, we held it off. Howard probably got man of the match there. He played pretty well towards the end there. So yeah, the game ends at 2-1, which was a pretty nice result for us because they played pretty well in the end. I decided to set up a scout in Spain just to look for some young players that could join the squad at a later time, just because we are lacking a lot of youth in our squad. Anyway, our 4th and final game for this episode is a home game against Bolton. I started to make 2 pretty big changes. I took Baines off for Duffy just because he was lacking in stamina. And I also took Lasanja or Lasaya, I'm not exactly sure what his first name is. I took Diarra off for Guy or Gu. Just because, yeah, both of those guys are lacking a bit of stamina, and I really wanted some like kind of younger guys to step up and see what they could do against Bolton. So we started pretty well in the 3rd minute with Jelavic connecting from Duffy's corner, and he connected pretty well there. It was quite a nice shot there. But the first 11 minutes was action packed, and then after that until the half time was pretty boring, and then straight from the kickoff, Bolton were pretty attacking. They went straight for the attack, and somehow I give away a penalty. I thought I smothered the ball, but apparently I got the man. And then Bolton take it, and luckily Howard saves it. Pretty nice save there. And then we get our own penalty here, which is just completely crazy. The game's just gone psycho at this point. A lot of things are happening at this point. Duffy steps up to take it, and our newly kind of assigned players come up, and really confident penalty there. into the right-hand side of the goals. A really nice penalty there, and I was really happy to see Duffy score that goal. So yeah, at this point it's 1-0 to us, and then Duffy gets a free kick opportunity, which he doesn't really do too well. I really suck at free kicks, to be honest. And then Heitzinger trying to do what he did in the first game with that kind of after the corner sort of finish, and then Mwamba gets a great ball to Rio Coca, who finishes it amazingly, and this is the 85th minute, guys. So at this point I'm kind of fuming, you know, I'm just really annoyed that I conceded it this late in the game. So it is 1-1 at this point, and I figure I'm going to go all out attack as soon as the whistle goes, because I really want to get 3 points from this game. So this is straight from the kickoff, guys. This is as soon as they scored. You can just see that I've connected a few passes here. I've done nothing crazy, just pretty simple football. And you'll see what happens here. Just a nice ball to Pina. Pina crosses it in, and Jelavic connecting to make it 2-1 in the 88th minute. That is a pretty crazy end to a pretty crazy game. But that's not it, guys. At this point, you know, they decided they're going to go attacking. You know, they're going to try and get the draw back. And in the 90th minute, they really could have had a chance to get a draw from this game. But luckily, I managed to keep it out to secure the 3 points. That is a pretty crazy end to the game, and hats off to Bolton. You know, they played really well right at the end. So anyway, guys, yeah, that's it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. That was a really crazy few games. I mean, I expected they'd all be really easy, but amazingly they really weren't. So as you can see, we have moved to the 3rd position, only 4 points off Arsenal. We are level with United. So at the moment, Champions League football is a huge, you know, possibility, and you know, it's really definitely is possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.